Today on Vox, we have information on the Cheesecake Factory, today's Hollywood Minute, and more. Taylor Lawson will have your local weather.
And Jay Standridge will have your sports. It's Friday, November 30th, 2018, and you're watching Vox News Today.
Please stand for the pledge of the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon and welcome back. I'm Jay Standridge.
And I'm Taylor Lawson.
The already busy Hamilton Place Mall is expected to be even more crowded next week when the Cheesecake Factory opens its doors. On Thursday, the restaurant held a soft opening for invited guests, serving mock meals so employees could test their training. Each step in these mock meals is a chance to train the more than 270 employees to get them ready for opening day crowds. The restaurant will open its door to customers on Tuesday, December 4th at 11:30 a.m. If you don't want to brave the mall crowds, the Cheesecake Factory will also be available on delivery service DoorDash beginning December 12th.
A new study by the Tennessee Education Research Alliance suggests schools in the state should do more to hire and support teachers of color. The study began in 2011 and looked for turnover and retention over the course of 5 years. It found that black teachers were no more likely to leave the profession than white teachers, but they were more likely to transfer schools. The study also found that turnover was especially high when black teachers were racially isolated. Only 13% of teachers in Tennessee are of color, and the vast majority of them are black, while 37% of Tennessee students identify as a race other than white. The study also states that about 75% of black teachers in Tennessee work in urban schools with greater poverty and lower student achievement. Turnover tends to be high at those schools because the work environment can be difficult, but high turnover in turn makes it hard for the schools to improve.
The Colorado man sentenced for killing his wife and children comes clean. Christopher Watts can be heard admitting to murdering Shannon Watts, who was pregnant. John Lornick reports.
A chilling moment caught on tape by the Weld County District Attorney's Office.
She heard him, yeah. And then
Christopher Watts pleaded guilty earlier this month to numerous charges, including first-degree murder related to the killings of his pregnant wife, Shanann, and their 2 young daughters, Bella and Celeste. Thursday, prosecutors released tapes of a conversation recorded in August before the bodies were found. Watts lied, telling his father Shanann killed the girls.
she said, his mother, or told him, I didn't hear anything. When I was downstairs, they came back up and they were gone.
Although authorities say they may never know the motive for the murders, Watts was having an extramarital affair with a coworker. Nicole Kessinger says she had no idea he was married at first.
He didn't have a wedding ring on his finger, and every time I talked to him, he didn't tell me that he was in a relationship.
Kessinger said when she later found out Watts was lying about his family's disappearance, she cut off contact with him. I'm John.
If you're a parent, you know how stressful taking your child to the pediatrician to get shots can be, on both you and the child. So imagine finding out you have to take your child back to get the same vaccination again, because someone at the doctor's office messed up. That's what's happening this week for nearly South Carolina 2,000 families, and Maxwell reports.
About 1,800 letters from the Greenville Health System went out to families this week, saying due to a human error, their child may not have received full doses of some vaccines.
We are just so apologetic for this inconvenience, and we've tried to do things to make this easier for the families to get in.
GHS is offering free revaccinations to those children during regular office hours, as well as during special after office hours and weekend clinics at the 2 practices affected, Pediatric Associates in Easley and Powdersville.
2 months of age
Dr. Robin LaCroix, who's the medical director of the Children's Hospital, believes only a few children actually received insufficient dosing.
We wouldn't want any child to contract a vaccine-preventable disease, and so that was the reason that it was out of extreme caution that we really cast this very wide net to re-immunize these children.
DHS does not know of any patients who got sick because of the slip-up. Dr. LaCroix says she can't go into details about the human error that caused the issue because it's a personnel matter. However, a statement from DHS says the team member who provided the immunizations in question is no longer with the practice.
It's a wide range of ages and a wide range of vaccines
that were possibly affected.
Yes.
Dr. LaCroix says revaccinating these kids is safe, even if they received adequate dosages to begin with.
CDC has recommended if you can't verify and know that somebody has had adequate immunization protection, then you should just start over with them.
In Russia, the tension over Ukraine is not easing. Foreign Affairs spokesperson Maria Zakharova said Friday that Ukraine's implementation of Russian law was selective and largely affected the country's Russian-speaking population. In remarks at a press conference, she said the MFA's attention was also drawn to the fact that martial law is selective and affects mainly regions with a predominantly Russian-speaking population. That, according to the surveys, does not approve of the activities the authorities. Ukraine this week introduced martial law for 30 days in regions bordering Russia and regions where Russian troops are stationed.
An energetic dog recently got his teeth on something that's thousands of years old. Kara Kosinich reports.
8-month-old Scout is a typical yellow lab.
Fetch, Scout.
But in September, his owner, Kirk Lacewell, says Scout dug a shallow hole in his Langley backyard and made a historic discovery.
And I noticed that he was carrying something around in his mouth.
Kirk thought it was a piece of petrified wood or even a rock, item Scout never had interest in. But the next day, the pup was still carrying around his treasure.
On the second day, made me think, this is odd. I wonder what's going on with this. I wonder what's special about that rock.
Kirk took what he thought was the rock, washed and dried it, and then it looked different.
Part of it looked like bone, and it looked like bone that had had a covering over it, and the covering was partly worn off.
So Kirk sent pictures to experts at UW's Burke Museum.
All of the paleontologists over there agree that it's a woolly mammoth. Part of a woolly mammoth tooth.
A tooth that scientists say is 13,000 years old.
They typically preserve more than other parts of the mammoth.
Quite a few mammoth teeth and some bones have been found on Whidbey Island. The 13-foot, 22,000-pound animals were prevalent in this region during the Ice Age. And turns out in the Lacewell's backyard.
We can just look out there and envision a woolly mammoth.
Whose fossilized tooth will remain here at Kirk's home in a place where Scout can no longer get it.
You gave it to me and I'm going to keep it.
Turning to entertainment news, here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
You're a mean one, mister.
It seems even the Grinch has a heart, or at least the studio behind the movie does. Universal Pictures is holding private screenings of the animated holiday film at 17 children's hospitals and health facilities next week. Universal is working with Lollipop Theater Network, which brings movies to kids whose illnesses keep them confined to hospitals.
I'm putting together a show, and I need a star.
The Greatest Showman star, Hugh Jackman, is hitting the road for his first world tour. Hugh Jackman, the man, the music, the show, will feature the Tony and Golden Globe winning performer doing songs from The Greatest Showman, Les Miserables, and other films and Broadway shows, backed by a live orchestra. He'll start next May with a dozen European shows, then launch a 22-city North American jaunt.
Why are you getting so upset? This is not about you.
Yes, it is. You are a human affront to all women, and I am a woman.
Harry and Sally are meeting again. Billy Crystal, Meg Ryan, and When Harry Met Sally director Rob Reiner are reuniting to mark the romantic comedy's 30th anniversary. They'll kick off the TCM Classic Film Festival next April in Hollywood. It should be quite a celebration.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Now, as we know, the California fires have been put out for the most part.
But now the people of California are now worried about another natural disaster. I'll have that and more after this break.
it's hard to breathe. Now and then I get insecure from all the pain. I'm so ashamed.
Would it be okay if I sat here?
I am beautiful, no matter
Is she
what
serious?
they say.
Whatever. New girl.
I am beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring me down. So don't you bring
Reaching out. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Life happens. Whether it's car trouble, medical bills, or other expenses, Check Into Cash has a new flexible loan solution. Introducing the Flex Loan. The Flex Loan is an open line of credit. You control how much you borrow with flexible payment options. If you need a payday advance, we offer those too, because true flexibility is the ability to choose. For life's little emergencies, we're your one-stop money shop.
What are we looking at? Formaldehyde, acrolein, nitrobenzene. This actually has over 7,000 chemicals. Don't get me started on what they do to you. Prematurely wrinkled skin, stunted lung growth,
Mr. Essler.
tooth loss, cancer.
Mr. Essler.
Hang on.
If cigarettes looked as dangerous as they are, you'd run like hell. Find out the real cost of tobacco.
Welcome back, Bradley Central. Let's take a look at our local radar. We have a lot of precipitation coming in from the north going down into the southeast. And it doesn't look too serious, but it should not stop until tomorrow night. Into our national radar, we have a lot of precipitation again in the southeast of the country, which I know is not going to pass us for a good while. So, California, once again at the mercy of Mother Nature. Earlier this year, parts of the Golden State were ravaged by major wildfires. Now heavy rains are causing havoc. Joan Lornick reports.
Firefighters, along with help from the Highway Patrol and a helicopter, rescue a man clinging to a tree in the Los Angeles River Thursday. Weather throwing another challenge at California residents.
My concern is the runoff on the road and keeping the ditches open, because that's what's going to wash out.
Flash floods are gushing through areas recently scorched by significant wildfires.
I've been cleaning everything, and it's still the smoke smell is everywhere.
Authorities say after a wildfire, heavy rains can cause rapid landslides in burned areas. That's why they've issued mandatory evacuation orders in some spots.
We understand the public is frustrated. We understand people want to get back into those areas. Those who have homes, we realize they want to go to their homes. Those who do not have homes, we know that you want to get back in there and search for mementos and things of value.
CAL FIRE of Riverside County is blunt on its website, telling people if you stay, you are risking your life. Some residents took the advice and fled, others have not.
Did my 100-foot defensible, but kind of like what's come to me is that 100-foot defensible is great, but you got to kind of defend it. If no one's around to defend it, it can be a problem.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. It'll be rainy outside today with a high of 58 and a low of 52, and on Saturday it'll continue to rain with a high of 61 and a low of 54. On Sunday and Monday it'll be partly cloudy outside with some scattered showers with a high of 68 and 60 and lows of 48 and 42. Into next week it'll be partly cloudy outside with highs of 50, 42, 45, and lows of 32, 27, and 28. Well, Jace, how did yesterday's weather affect the games last night?
Well, Thursday Night Football was last night as the Saints traveled to Dallas to face the Cowboys. I'll have your scores and highlights after this break.
thing to love about the Tennessee Valley is Bradley Central Show Choir, Vocal Motion. The other thing to love is the local Geico office on Lee Highway.
You could save a lot. Oh, you can save a lot. Oh, you can save a lot. But how do you know? Unless you call 894-2600.
Got a car? Got a boat? Got a home?
Get a quote.
Our new hot, fresh breakfast will get you the readiest. Holiday Inn Express. Be the readiest.
Smoking as a teen can permanently stunt your lungs, taking the air out of even the biggest and baddest.
Time and time again, you know, when I'm doing street magic, I'll walk up to someone and I can just see that they're against me, right? They don't want to be amazed. They don't want this experience to happen. But then the magic happens.
Can we be there?
And all of that falls away.
I know that some will say, come on, man. It matters a little bit.
Stunned. I believe in magic.
It's the experience of waking up and seeing things the way you saw them before they became ordinary.
I needed to try.
That's the goal. I'm looking for that experience of wonder.
Never get old.
Welcome back. Let's get into some NBA scores. The Clippers faced off in Sacramento to face the Kings. The Clippers came out on top 133-121. The Pacers took on LeBron James and the Lakers. LeBron James carried the team on his back after scoring 38 points. The Lakers winning 104-96. The Golden State Warriors traveled north to face the Toronto Raptors. The Warriors are the first team since 1954 to have 3 50-plus point scores in a season, but with Kevin Durant scoring 51, that did not help as they fall 131-128. The first wrestling match of the season for the Bears was last night as the Bears dominated, both outscoring their opponents 155-13. Thursday Night Football was also last night as the New Orleans Saints took on the Cowboys. The final score was 13-10 in favor of the Cowboys, giving the Saints their second loss of the season. Here are the highlights of that game.
Elliott running the football, allowing the offensive line to do their thing, play in 12 now. Trying to set up a screen, they do. Elliott, touchdown Dallas. Situation, 4th down and goal. Kamara does not get it. What a start for this Dallas defense as DeMarcus is affecting his accuracy. Breeze steps into it, into the end zone, passes, caught for the touchdown, Kirkwood. Blitz off the edge, and Brown got there for the sack. His second of the year. Breeze almost, and he is picked by Jordan Lewis. Kamara was the target, and by Rod Marinelli's defense. Sure was. Now they've won 4 in a row, and you look at who those teams were against, Joe. They won on the road primetime against Philadelphia. They then had to go to Atlanta. They won that game. They come back here on Thanksgiving, but this was the big test.
That's all for me. Now let's take a look at your school announcements after this break.
CRCC to me is a calling that God placed on my life to really step out in faith on something that I didn't think I could do, and it's been amazing to see how God's worked through it.
CRCC stands for Crossroads Community Church, but we're a church that our vision is to be a life-giving church in our community. We do that through helping people know God, find freedom, discover their purpose, and then go make a difference. And so that's what we're doing every week, is helping people discover their jam and go make a difference.
Your wallet's empty, and you've got bills to pay. What do?
Stop worrying.
Get the cash you need today at Check Into Cash.
We offer payday advances, auto title loans, and lots of ways to put the cash you need in your pocket today.
And we make it quick, easy, and confidential.
So stop worrying and stop in to Check Into Cash today.
Visit checkintocash.com for the store near you.
Our new hot, fresh breakfast will get you the readiest. Holiday Inn Express, be the readiest.
Welcome back, Bradley Central. Now let's take a look at your school announcements.
The standings for the Turkey Feathers as of this morning are as follows. 5th place is Mr. Shroyer, 4th place is Miss Kersey, 3rd place is Mr. Langdon, 2nd place is Miss Reagan, and Mr. Payne is in 1st place.
National Honor Society will meet at 7:40 Monday morning in Mrs. Bremer's room. We are online on YouTube at BCHS VOX News.
You can also check us out on Facebook, WTNB, and of course, VoxNews.net. Just can't get enough of Vox.
That's all we have for you today, Bradley Central.
And as always, God bless and go Bears.